would call upon stage our last guest for the morning, our chief guest in fact, Professor B.B. Sharma, who happens to be the Director of Anthropological Survey of India. He also holds the position of Director General, Raja Ram Mohan Roy Library Foundation, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Dr. B.B. Sharma has now completed over 30 years of teaching in the Department of Anthropology at University of Hyderabad as the head of the department and professor. His research fields includes medical anthropology, tribal welfare, and development of a larger paradigm of social anthropology. He, he has also held the position of project investigator. Sir, please take the stage and tell us more about our work.
Learned scholars and many dignitaries, invitees, a very good morning to all of you. I think I should start with a small correction. I'm no more the Director General of Raja Ram Mohan Roy Library Foundation. Only yesterday I received orders saying that someone else has been given this position. Okay. Okay. Well, at the outset, I express my gratitude to the organizers of this mega academic event in this historic city for involving me in this event, and more so for making me part of this inaugural function. I truly feel very honored. I'm aware that I do not completely fit to this role of keynote address academically and more particularly for this conference. That I say because I'm not a biologist, I'm not even a hardcore biological anthropologist, not even an archaeological anthropologist, archaeological anthropology specialist. As I was introduced, I'm a medical anthropologist. However, owing to my current assignment as Director of Anthropological Survey of India, I thought it's a grand opportunity for me, and of course a pure duty also, to meet scholars of this conference who gathered here to throw light on human evolution and human migrations, and also through such interactions get benefited in order to steer the organization which I'm currently heading. I felt I must inform the scholars who came here the research agenda of ANSI, that is Anthropological Survey of India, and more particularly those resulting to the overlapping interests of multiple disciplines. Of course, when I heard from my previous speakers about 2-3 sentences about what can be done in this conference, I was thinking this, yeah, I should be here, because one of the speakers talked about social impact of the genomic analysis, and we, as social scientists and more particularly Anthropological Survey of India, talk about the social impact analysis. And of course, the other speaker talked about integrating sciences and social sciences, and that's what anthropologists look for. It is truly the interdisciplinary kind of discipline which talks about the social and also the hardcore biological issues. Well, I, to be honest, also felt that this is an appropriate time to visit the city where Anthropological Survey of India has taken birth. I would rather try to be very brief with regard to my role in this inaugural function, as I know that my role is more symbolic. However, I convert this opportunity to briefly inform you all what Anthropological Survey of India is and what were its past research interests as well as what is the current interests of this organization, which will match with many of the objectives of this particular conference. Of course, I'm aware that some senior scholars who are invited to this conference, like Professor B.R. Rao, who has served ANSI for a longer time than me, is the right person to talk more about anthropological survey of India and more particularly about the potential it has got for the biological anthropology research. Well, I limit myself to the subject of anthropological survey of India and more particularly to paleoanthropological research, achievements, and the current endeavors of this organization. The seminar is dedicated to the 100 years of Harappan civilization. AnSI is involved in the unearthing of this civilization. It collaborated with Archaeological Survey of India that time. It is appropriate that I give some information about ANSI's role then and now with regard to paleoanthropological research. And to those of you who are not very familiar with Anthropological Survey of India, it is the only one organization in the world which conducts anthropological research in a government setup. Established in 1945, it is carved from the Geological Survey of India then, and then it was moved to Benares during the wartime, and then again it got shifted to Calcutta Anthropological Survey of India. So we have completed 79 years almost. So it's a pre-British institution. A lot of glorious history, I would say, has contributed. I am the 25th director of this institute. It's a leading research institution which is dedicated to the comprehensive study of nations' diverse ethnic groups, both biologically and culturally. We study both biological and cultural markers of the ethnic communities of the entire country. That's the mandate given to us. Well, at the time of establishment of this institute or organization, whatever we call it, the objectives were to study and preserve human skeletal remains, within brackets it's written, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, and other modern remains. It is to study the tribes and other communities that form the population of India, both from biological and cultural point of view. It is to collect samples of arts and crafts of the tribes of India. It is to function as a training center for advanced studies in anthropology and administration. And of course, to publish all the results of the research conducted. These were the objectives that I see from the documents that are preserved in the office. But today, we do multifaceted research. The research spans all the 4 branches of anthropology. We have paleoanthropology, studying Indus Valley civilization, biocultural associations, demography, paleopathology, and migrations of human groups. In the area of biological anthropology, it is even more advanced with molecular anthropology, addressing human variation, diversity, disease profiling through advanced molecular techniques. In the case of social cultural anthropology, we study the Indian diversity, interethnic relationships, focus on Janjatis, Indian knowledge systems, applied and development anthropology studies for policy and programs. We integrate the. Am I audible? Is it okay? Yeah. Yeah, this is our research agenda today. And then with headquarters at Kolkata, we have an all India presence with 7 sub-regional centers at different parts of this country. We will be able to do research all over the country. We have national studies and regional specific studies to meet the objectives of the organization. Well, with regard to the paleoanthropological research and role of Anthropological Survey of India, I have some questions asked and answered, but I don't think Many of them are very required. Many of them do not require any elaboration for this kind of audience. Well, why paleoanthropological research in India is significant? This is one question that we can ask. And all of us know that it is significant because, first of all, India's geographical location, because this location gives scope for various ancient human migration routes. Paleoanthropological research may play a vital role in tracing evolutionary processes in Asia, contributing to the broader understanding of human origins and on the evolution of early humans, particularly Homo sapiens lineages. We still need a clarity on how early hominins traveled from Africa to India, passing through the Middle East or moved from the Southeast. Of course, the research in India at different archaeological sites provided some evidence about the routes taken, but still we need more research for greater clarity. The genetic evidence has shown that populations in India, like those in the other parts of Asia, have genetic traces from Neanderthals and also dinosaurs. Paleoanthropological findings help us to explore how these species interacted, competed, coexisted, and providing key insights into human evolution. Well, India is such a large country with different climatic areas in different regions. So adaptations of humans to various environment and climatic conditions can be revealed by the research in the Indian settings. So that is the advantage. There is a lot of promising scope for paleoanthropological research in India because India is a home to a large number of fossils. Fossil discoveries have happened in the last few years. Primate discoveries to the non-human species and also certain human discoveries. Discoveries of some significant hominid fossils like Narmada man, Narmada human, which has really contributed to the reconstruction of trajectory of human evolution, and also the others give us a lot of encouragement with regard to understanding more and more and conducting paleoanthropological research at more depth. And coming to the question of why anthropological survey matters in paleoanthropological research, I think this is the more important question here. Anthropological Survey of India works in collaboration with Archaeological Survey of India and takes the responsibility for preserving all human skeletal remains from different prehistoric, protohistoric, and historical sites. The skeletons which were excavated between the years 1921 to 1946 and subsequently are all preserved in the osteology laboratory of Anthropological Survey of India. And I'm glad that an MOU is being made now again with Archaeological Survey of India, and the government has almost in principle agreed that hereafter, again, any human skeletal material obtained from any site and also any human skeletal materials that are available in any other institution, whether it is Allahabad University or in Kashmir, Jammu Kashmir, or any other institution, should also be transferred to Anthropological Survey of India, and Anthropological Survey of India would act as the central kind of organization to lead research with regard to ancient India research. It's being vetted. I mean, the MOU is being vetted now, and I'm sure this will be implemented. There is a proposal to write to all institutions also to transfer this material to ANSI soon. Well, Dr. B.S. Guha, the founder director of the survey, was originally entrusted with the task of reporting on the skeletal remains from Harappa. A project was initiated then under the title Restoration and Study of Human Skeletal Remains from Prehistoric, Protohistoric, and Historical Sites. The major objectives of that study at that time were, because ancient DNA research was not known properly, the objectives were osteoarchaeology and various types of disposals of the dead, human skeletal analysis, biocultural aspects, and paleoanthropology. Vast human skeletal remains are available with us. To be brief, I'm not going into the details of the detailed research that has been done by Anthropological Survey of India at that time, but most significant research that happened during that time is Narmada Valley project and also Sivalik excavations which have yielded lots of skeletal remains. Survey was involved in 25, in the excavations of about 21 ancient sites, 20 historical sites, and 10 contemporary sites. Bones more than 500 contemporary skulls, approximately 400 mandibles, and many fragments of complete long and short bones of upper and lower extremities, symphysia, rib cages, and vertebral column are now preserved in this organization. Many of these skeletal remains which are obtained at that time have been studied in detail. Some efforts have been made for dating. Some of them had relative dating, but more accurate dating has not been done in the case of quite a few of them. Now, again, I have all the details. If any of the scholars are interested to know more details about what kinds of skeletal materials we have, we can do it later on during lunchtime. I'm not doing all these details. Uh, well, I would now talk about the current research priorities of Anthropological Survey of India. Well, currently, we are working on ancient India research uh, with appropriate dating methods and isotope analysis. We have two MOUs, one with Birbal Sahani Institute of Paleosciences this year, and very recently we have completed an MOU with University College of London, the Department of Archaeology, Keith Hemer being the principal investigator there. A project is already assigned with that institute. We are working on that. Now, current project on paleoanthropology is on reconstructing the impact of paleoclimate of Indus-Saraswati civilization using human osteology and paleopathology, stable isotope, and ancient DNA analysis. This research that we are doing is promising, very, very relevant currently to India for the social, political, and cultural context in which we are today. We are moving, and very interesting findings are happening. The research based on the ancient DNA and, of course, based on the skeletal materials that have been supplied to Birbal Sahani has already started yielding results, and the publications relating to the material, Rupkund, has already been done. And then very recently, the research on the skeletal materials obtained at Gurjham is also happening. I know that this research is not simple. This research actually requires a lot more collaboration than what we have today. And Anthropological Survey of India has been assigned this task of coordinating with many other organizations for very, very interdisciplinary kind of research. So we are now in touch with, we are now, of course, having negotiations or dialogue with Botanical Survey of India, Zoological Survey of India, Geological Survey of India, and similarly the organizations in India which are interested in paleoclimate research and all. And I'm sure in the coming days we will also have some agreements with some universities also to take this kind of research forward. We are discussing with institutions like CCMB, CDFT, and others also to take this research forward, and you know the kind of potential that we have with regard to ancient DNA research has to be more fully explored. This is our ambition and this is our choice. This is what we are trying to do. I'm hoping that the deliberations in this conference will also help us to have these objectives met, and we are looking for that kind of grand collaborative research in the near future. I don't think we have much time to talk more about it. I thank very much the organizers for giving this opportunity.
Archaeology and Anthropology, to everyone present here. Thank you for being such an inspirational personality who has managed so many projects of national importance. Now I would like to call you up on stage again for felicitation. Uh, Professor Sukh Mahendra Singh Ji, our Dean of Students, please do the honors and felicitate him. A louder applause, please, for our chief guest. Thank you, sir. Can we welcome Goswami on stage? M. Singaravil, sir. Please come on stage and felicitate Dr. G.K. Goswami ji. Thank you so much. I would now like to invite our very own Raj sir on stage. Please, sir. Dean sir, could you please grace us and felicitate him? Please, I would like to invite the President of ADNIT to be on stage and Professor Singaravil sir to felicitate him. Please, Satish sir and Singaravil sir. Thank you. I would now like to invite our co-convener, Professor Sachin sir, to please be on stage and felicitate Professor Sukh Mahendra Singh ji. So please, it's a little request, a small souvenir from us. Thank you for being a continuous source of support and encouragement, sir. Professor Singaravan, please be on stage. And I would like to invite Professor P.S. Sundarajan, who is the Advisor in Chief of BioClues, to felicitate him. I would take this opportunity to acquaint everyone that Professor Sundarajan has been so kind and sweet to bring souvenirs for all our honorable guests from Singapore. Can we have a huge round of applause for both? Thank you so much. We have come to the end of the felicitation ceremony. But the last event before we break for tea, I would like to invite Dr. K. Sri Manjari, who is the Secretary of BioClues. She is also Senior Scientist at Gene PowerX Hyderabad, a PhD in Genetics from Osmania University. She has handled various projects for the industry. She also takes enormous interest in Vedic age maths. Over to you, ma'am. Please acquaint us.
With the blessings of Lord Vishwanath of Kasi and the visionary founder of Banaras Hindu University, Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya ji, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the speakers, organizers, and attendees for the remarkable commencement of the INDEX ADNAT 2024 International Conference on Integrating Archaeogenetics, Forensics, and Multiomics for Human Health Breakthroughs. My heartfelt thanks to our guest, Dr. G.K. Goswami, Director of Uttar Pradesh State Institute of Forensic Science, for his encouraging words to ideate forensic as a service, and our chief guest, Professor B.V. Sharma, Director of Anthropological Survey of India. His take-home message emphasized interdisciplinary research approach, providing a comprehensive understanding of the interplay between genes, culture, history, and health. It connects the past, present, future of human health for sustainable well-being. I'd like to thank Professor Sanjay Kumar, Director, Institute of Science, Professor Sukh Mahendra Singh, Dean of Students, Professor Arvind Acharya, Head, Department of Zoology, Professor Nakhotia, Professor Rajiva Raman, Professor B.N. Singh, Student Advisor, Professor Madhu, Professor Sachin, Banaras Hindu University. I would also convey my gratitude to the valued members of ADNAT, Professor Satish Kumar, President, Dr. Monaik Banerjee, Vice President, Professor Gyan, Secretary, and also BioClues, Professor Prashant Suravajala, Founder, President, Professor Gyan, Advisor-in-Chief, Dr. Sundar Rajan, Executive Members, Renuka Suravajala, Kiran, V.K. Jayaraman, Shiv, Pratish, and Anil. A special mention for Lifetime Achievement Awardees, Professor Nirmal Kumar Lohia, Professor Narahari Shastri, Professor G.P.S. Raghawa, and our bird awardee, Dr. Manjari Kiran. And also thank our sponsors, CSIR, Department of Biotech, SERV, Government of India, Indian Council of Historical Research, Central Institute of Languages, Unigenomics, ILS, InGenomics, Mediomics, Promeka, Thermo Fisher, Geneprint. स्वागत है इस सजे समा में हर दिल से झुकता है आभार आपकी उपस्थिति है अमूल्य यह पल बना है अद्वितीय और शानदार बायोक्लूज और एडनाट के प्रयासों से साकार हुआ है ये कॉन्फ्रेंस अपना आपकी मेहनत और समर्पण को हम करते हैं दिल से धन्यवाद जैसे बनारस की चाट में है स्वाद वैसे ही यहाँ की चर्चाओं में है बात वक्ता आयोजक और सहभागी आप सबका है इस उत्सव की जान और हाँ चाय कॉफी ब्रेक की चिंता मत करना एडनॉट और बायोक्लस ने ये भी रखा है शानदार ज्ञान के साथ मुस्कान भी बढ़ेगी बस कुर्सी से उठने में थोड़ा जल्दी करना Let us march forward, creating new heights. Together, we ignite the flames of insight. With gratitude in our hearts, hand in hand, we go towards a brighter, inspiring tomorrow. Lastly, I thank Prashant, founder BioClues, Professor Gyan, Professor Chandana for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Manjari ma'am, for humoring us. Now we arrive at the most awaited event of this conference and this inaugural session. I would like to call Professor B.V. Sharma, who is the chief guest, and Dr. G.K. Goswami to be on stage and inaugurate the abstract book of INVIX ADNA 2024. Please, sir. Thank you so much. Now, before we break for tea, I have a few announcements to make for the participants especially. We have a poster session starting from today. It will be during the lunch break. So, please see your schedule and keep your posters ready. Also, there will be attendance sheets at both the sessions, the main hall and in the parallel sessions. And it will be between sessions and anywhere in between. So please be attentive and give your attendance. Thank you. Please be back. Okay. Please be back on time. I would like to thank our director sir also who could not be here for his continuous support and encouragement so that we could keep up with these events annually, biannually. And thank you all the honorable dignitaries who are here in spite of being in such a tight schedule. Thank you. So, yes, thank you so much.